the Icons of Real Estate podcast. Are you ready to learn the proven money-making secrets from top-producing Icon agents? Ready to skyrocket your business? This podcast is for you. Tune in every week with your host, Tomasz Fonseca, and find out how to implement proven strategies to 10 times your business, from $3 million to $30 million in just 12 months. Brought to you by the Masters in Real Estate Marketing, Arter SEO.
So, welcome to the show, you two.
Thank you. Yeah. So, this is my business partner, Courtney, and she has about, 2 decades in real estate as a broker and, a team lead. And we're actually here in the Sierra Foothills with our real estate group is Twist Realty Group. So just wanted to say that it's Twist Realty. I wish Twist Reality, Twist Realty. I don't know. Could be a good.
Awesome. So, well, let's dive into your story first of all. So, Michele, would you like to start with, what inspired you to transition from a top pharmaceutical sales career into the business of real estate?
Yeah, so I kind of hung up my hat as I was transitioning into motherhood. And through that transition, I met Courtney when I relocated to the area. And she was just starting the brokerage at that time. It was, 12 years ago? Mm-hmm. And she said, why don't you come help me build this? No, actually, she tried to get me to be a real estate agent. I said, absolutely not. But I said, pharmaceutical sales, what are you doing staying at home? You need to be working with me. And I was like, no. But, 12 years down the road, here we are, and we're still working together. And we've built a great company together and working on building our network internationally. And we've started a podcast, and I don't know what else. We're taking over. Yeah. We're investors, awesome. Entrepreneurs,
love that,
and all the things.
Love that. Well, Courtney, how did you enter the world of real estate in the beginning? Then, what's your background?
Well, I met my husband in college. We both are Chico State grads, and he grew up in Mariposa. And so when we graduated from school, he suggested that we move outside Yosemite National Park. And I said, what on earth am I going to do in a tiny little town in the mountains? And I actually ended up commuting for a few years to work in finance and lending. And kind of like Michele, once we started having kids, I realized I didn't want to do an hour commute, managing an office, 12-hour days. And I kind of fell into real estate as a lifestyle choice, like many women in our industry. And then from there, I kind of overlapped real estate and lending for almost 20 or over 20 years now, eventually opening up my own brokerage, Twist Realty, about 12 years ago.
Wow. And so, Michele, I hear you grew up in a military family. So what values or lessons have helped you most in your career in real estate?
Oh my goodness. I think that probably the number one characteristic that just, for good or for bad, right? I couldn't shake it. It's just I would almost want to even say the severe method of like discipline. It's just like in my blood, like hospital corners, making the bed. It's just all of that, just being very strategic, and execution is it's relentless. So I 100%, as much as I, hate it sometimes, it's definitely served me well.
Well, it's for you. You brought many skills over. So, Courtney, Twist Realty, the Twist Realty Group is known for its elevated service. So, what strategies do you use to, ensure that your clients have the best experience?
Well, I would say here we have kept our focus. Quite a bit of it has actually been first-time home buyers. I think we pulled from our own experiences with my husband and I, specifically going through the recession. I was a brand new agent in both lending and real estate, and that was a really, really tough market to be in. But it was what made me a good realtor, actually. I learned a lot of really hard lessons during that era, including the fact that my husband and I lost our home. We had a short sale.
Oh.
So we had overspent, we had debt. We were doing things the wrong way, and we learned our lesson and said we will never, ever do that again. And we ended up listening to Financial Peace through Dave Ramsey, who is a financial guy. And from there, we ended up following his lessons, got out of debt, learned how to teach the class. We have 4 companies between my husband and I, and we have taken most of our team members through the class and have taught them how to invest in real estate and build wealth without over leveraging. So that's an area that actually we have focused on and have created a first-time homebuyer 10-step program that's for free that our clients can walk through. And I think it's really, really helped us to educate our clients on the process and make sure they understand what they're getting into.
Right. So is that your main focus then, first-time buyers?
Our program is kind of trademarked as healthy home ownership, and it's definitely something that we're passionate about.
Which sometimes means at the end of the day, clients may not choose to purchase a home, or they have to really commit to a strategic plan that puts them in the place to make that purchase in a way that doesn't make them house poor, as we like to say. So if we're not in for it to, make a commission, we're really in the business to change people's lives.
Right. So it sounds like from what you're sharing there that this is really a people first business. So how do you build the trust and lasting relationships with your clients?
We listen to them
and ask great questions.
We ask a lot of questions. We probe. We find out what their motivation is. We ask financial questions. I own a lending company, so it's common for us to have very open and candid conversations with our clients and with us as peers in the office about finances. That way we can kind of get to the root of it. And sometimes, like Michele said, the time might not be right now to buy a home. It could literally be 2 years from now. And we're here behind the scenes walking them through that more so than just going out to show them homes.
Right. So it's all about being open and transparent. That's what I'm getting from you too.
Yep.
Yeah. Wonderful. So look, last year was everybody that I think I've spoken to in the last, 6 months have said, last year was a little bit odd to be polite. But how was it for you guys then? How many sort of transactions do you tend to do in a year? How was 2024 for you two?
We actually made a really big business move right at the end of 2023. We merged the brokerage with a cloud-based model, eXp Realty, and so it has allowed us to take advantage of a lot of different opportunities to network with 90,000 agents, to scale our organization into different states. I think we're in 6. We have agents in 6 states now, rather than 3 brick-and-mortar locations, which is what we had previously. So from our perspective, while we have a production team and we do production on our own, we also are helping and mentoring agents in different markets to grow their brand and increase their business. And I would agree with you, 2024 overall, all of our agents, it's been a bit of a tough year. We've definitely have seen the last couple of years a recession in the number of transactions. I believe we have not had this low of transactions since, I've heard 2 different things, either 2008 or even 1995, which is staggering. And being an agent around in 2008, it's a tough market, but that's where you grow. And if you make it through this, then you're going to do very, very well.
Absolutely. And so what made you move to eXp?
Oh, well, I would say initially it was some of the people that we met. I was connected through a CEO group called Vistage with someone by the name of Don Yoakum, and he was one of the early on with Keller. He built out a lot of the market centers in California. At one point, I think he had 5,000 agents in his various, maybe 30 market centers through Keller Williams. And he and his business partner had moved over to eXp, and he was mentoring me for about 8 months before I even let him mention eXp Realty to. But by that point, I was very intrigued of someone of his caliber. Obviously, he saw value in the model. And that's when Michele and I started kind of doing a deep dive and looking into what that would look like as an independent brokerage embracing a cloud-based model and would it work? Could we keep our branding, which is our baby, which we were able to, and then also scale it and grow it into different markets. And it's been really great. We've just met so many people. You know, you are as good as the 5 people that you surround yourself with. And we wanted to not be the big fish in a little pond anymore. We wanted to be the little fish in a big pond and learn and grow. And that's exactly what we're doing.
Awesome. And so how has it changed your day to day? Has it made, I mean, I know, okay, you moved over, not, you know, you've not been with them too long, but has it changed your day to day running of your business?
Oh, 100%. Well, I mean, I think it's changed things for, you know, all of us personally and professionally. But prior to Courtney making the decision, because let's be real, it was her decision. She built the independent brokerage from the ground, you know, up. And while I walked alongside her, it was her decision to make that choice, and that was very difficult. So prior, it was I watched Courtney every single day, putting out fires, meeting people. I mean, there were almost 50 agents in her brokerage at one time. So I would say the buck stopped with her every single day. The liability, the phone calls, the mentorship, the training, all of the burden was on this lady's shoulders for all those years. And, you know, while I was there to support her, it was at the end of the day, it was on her. And when she made the choice to go to EXP, it allowed us to kind of partner together and build something much bigger. And so now our days are filled with, there's still some of that, but the liability is no longer there, which I think is huge. So if there are independent brokers that are listening to this podcast, like, she feels it. Let me tell you, she knows what that's like. And I think, you know, eliminating that burden, I've watched her stress level decline. Her family life, I think, is probably a little bit jollier. Her back's doing a little bit better. So I think, you know, just our families are flourishing in a way that I don't think that we ever imagined by making this change, and mine too. So today we work more in line together as a partnership, supporting something that we're trying to grow in a bigger way.
Fantastic. So who are you looking to connect with? Are you looking to actively recruit people into your team?
We are. So we are connecting with agents that are growth oriented, collaborative, that want to scale their business, along with team leaders and independent brokers like myself that are open-minded and curious about a different model or platform that they can use to grow. And
what do you think then separates you from the marketplace? Because I'm sure there's probably a few realtors in your area, would you say? What makes you different? What separates you?
Well, I think that, you know, at the end of the day, no matter who you align with in your business, is just important to reflect who you are internally and externally, like your core values, where you are today, where you want to go. And for us, we're just looking to have those conversations with people to just get to know one another, connect, and just say, hey, you know, are you an independent broker that is looking for, you know, assistance with somebody that's been there, done that? Are you a team lead that would like to, you know, connect with Stephanie Peck that we're in business with? So it's really, I think, you know, what separates us from others is we have this crazy partnership that people go, you guys have been friends for this long and in business, and you don't want to kill each other. It's pretty unique. It's
get to work with your best friend every day. That's so fun.
Pretty fun. I mean, that's what everybody tells us anyways. So
love that.
We're connectors.
Awesome.
That's really what we are, Karen. We like to connect people with who or what they need in order to help them. And that's kind of, we want to make sure that we're providing value in the conversations that we're having.
Fantastic. So what's next for you two? What are your goals for this year? We're in 2025.
I mean, look, so last year was our first year with eXp Realty, and we actually, like Courtney mentioned, we're in 6 states, but we brought on a team out of Orange County at the end of last year. Actually, it was December. Gina Kirschenheiter and her partner, Travis Mullen, who I don't know if you know, but they both are on an actual reality television show, The Real Housewives of Orange County. So we are
Awesome.
super thrilled about that partnership. They've come over and joined our team, our organization, and started their own real estate team in Orange County and plan to grow their organization nationwide. So we're pretty excited to help them.
Brilliant.
Yeah, that's number one.
We have a whole group of us going down to Cabo next month for a real estate conference, which is going to be a ton of fun. We're looking forward to that. We have Tom Ferry, Pace Morby, Ed Milet, Gina speaking at the event. So we're looking forward to networking with other agents and growing our minds and getting ready for our growth that we anticipate to have this year. I'm very excited about this year.
Yeah, we'd love to extend an invitation to anybody listening. If you're interested in joining us, reach out.
Fantastic.
But we've got events and growth, and that's
Brilliant.
Ready to blow it up.
Awesome. And I'm sure you will. I'm sure you will. So, well, look, here at Icons, we're not just a podcast. We are the #1 real estate podcast network globally, and we're passionate about making podcasting accessible to everybody involved in real estate, whether realtors, brokers, investors, whatever. And I know you two already have your own podcast. So would you like to share with the audience what the name of it is and where they can find it?
Yeah, you take this one. By the way, we're recording today, episode
55, I believe.
I think it's 54.
Oh, 54 episode.
We don't always get it wrong. 54.
So our podcast is called Now, Making Moves in Real Estate, and it's on all your listening platforms, Apple, Spotify. Of course, we have our YouTube channel. I would say the easiest way to check out our episodes and find us is actually through our Instagram, which is I'm at All Things Twist, and you have Ask the General over here. You can catch little snippets of our episodes, which has some really great content. We've had amazing guests on there. It's been a lot of fun, and it's nice that we've actually had the time to do a podcast now that we have made our move.
And the resources.
And the resources.
I mentioned that we're recording episode 54 today. Like the idea of two realtors in small town Mariposa outside Yosemite National Park that have been able to bring these major players on a podcast over the course of the last 54 weeks is, pretty crazy. And that would never
Brilliant.
If anyone can do it, if we can do it, anyone can do it. They can have their own podcast. You need to
There you go. There you go. Fantastic. Well, so if anybody, wants to reach out, so you mentioned your Instagram. Is there any other way you would like them to reach out to you? How do they find you?
Instagram's the best.
It's our
Instagram is the place.
Yeah.
Awesome. And all their details will be in the show notes, so please resort back to those. Look, ladies, well, thank you so much for taking your time out today, for being on the podcast, and good luck with episode 54. And to the listeners, I'll be back next time with the Icons of Real Estate. Goodbye for now.